It's me, Logan. I am here to discuss my record digging habits and basically geek out for the next few minutes, so go ahead and get settled in. Please, stay a while, won't you? Okay, let's see, where to begin? Just got this one yesterday at this farmer's market / street fair they have every week in Silver Lake. I got this one because it is an album about me and my adventures, so I thought it was appropriate. 1976, Wonderland Records. The Undisputed Truth, Face to Face with the Truth. Now, this is an original pressing. Look at this. This is Gordy, 1971. This is not the Tamla reissue from 72, although there are probably tons and tons of reissues floating around out there right now because, hi rap fans, in 2011 the song Friendship Train was used. It's actually the break in Trilla, the A$AP Gentleman's song Trilla, which was produced by Beautiful Lou, who did a beautiful job. He really kept the spirit of the original song. You know the song. Do 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 do. Do do do. That guitar vibrato sound makes the whole track. I still listen to that song like once a week. Well, that guitar sound and the DOS effects sample. That song is a monster. Anyway, this album, what sold it for me was the credits, which is funny because the credits sell me most of the time on an album. There's a DJ Quick video that he does at Amoeba. They have a series, What's in My Bag, where they'll stop a producer or a DJ or a musician and they'll ask them what they bought. And he talks about Dave Grusin, and he's like, I got this Dave Grusin album and I got it because Joe Smith is on trombone. And, you know, a lot of times I'll buy an album just based on the strength of the credits. Anyway, so it was, in fact, the credits that sold me on this album. Okay, produced by Norman Whitfield. I could just stop right there and tell you that this was an automatic purchase based on that alone. However, there's more. Lead guitar, Dennis Coffey, the God. I mean, come on. That's Dennis Coffey's guitar you hear in Trilla, by the way. There's probably 15-year-olds walking around right now who are humming that song and don't know who Dennis Coffey is, so that's where you and I come in. We have to teach the youth. The credits, though, on this album, amazing. Earl Van Dyke on piano, Johnny Griffith organ, bass, the God, James Jamerson. Jamerson had a bit of a drinking problem, and so he would share a lot of the bass duties on Motown Records with Bob Babbitt. But Jamerson's bass I actually prefer. Plus, I like a guy who has some demons, so I don't mind the drinking so much. But Norman Whitfield, this was in 71, so this was right at the height of Norman Whitfield's I'm going to be weird and have my songs be 10 minutes long so I can sell more albums and compete with Parliament and Sly and the Family Stone phase. And it was very effective. Temptations, Cloud 9, I think started it all, and this was right in the thick of it. So yeah, classic. Emphasis on sick. The credits on here are incredible. Wawa Watson is on here. Joe Messina on guitar. I'm pretty sure Joe Messina was the one on What's Going On. Classic names, Funk Brothers. If you find this, please pick it up. Please. I am asking nicely. I'm going to stop short of begging because it's not ladylike, but I will ask you very, very emphatically to please pick this up if you ever see it at the store. Oh, Whitfield though. This is Whitfield pre-Exodus from Motown. This is before he started Whitfield Records. Norman Whitfield was on house arrest in his later years, like so many of my boyfriends. And he, I feel, never really got his due, probably because Berry Gordy was Illuminati. I just found out that people who have received the key to the city of Detroit include Steve Eiserman, Jerome Bettis, Saddam Hussein, Probably Barry Gordy somewhere in there, I would imagine. But no Norman Whitfield, which is a shame to this lady right here. Anyway, the undisputed truth is that you need this album. Billy Preston, The Kids and I. This says it's a Korean press, but I'm not so sure. I know what Korean looks like. I'm pretty sure this is a Japanese pressing. Anyway, all my cars is foreign, all my records is foreign. JJ Doom, Key to the Cuffs. I went to the record store probably 5 or 6 times asking about this album before it came out on vinyl. And I would ask them, what day is it coming out on? And they gave me a day. It was at the end of September, I believe. I went to the store the day it came out. I was like those people with the iPhone. That's like me with albums coming out on vinyl. Went to the store. It was there like they said it would be. The same, however, cannot be said for Channel Orange by Frank Ocean. I have gone to the store 4 times to ask them when it is coming out on vinyl. They've given me 3 different dates in October. The last time I went, they said this is not a joke. That's what it said on the computer. Frank Edward Ocean. I know that's not your real name, but listen, Lonnie, what the f*** who are you using to press your records? You need a different company or something. I don't know. Get Jasper on the case, because that's a problem. People are fiending for Channel Orange on vinyl. By people, I mean myself and everyone who is my friend on the internet, and other ladies just like me who have a fantasy football team and who collect records and spend too much time on the internet. So get on it, please, Frank. Oh, actually, I don't know if I should show this. Prince, bootlegs, you guys are my weakness. So I probably shouldn't be showing this because the good people at Warner Brothers will probably come after me. You know how litigious Prince is. Anyway, this man really revs my engine, you guys. I got this in the 10,000 orgasms section of the record store. This was the Sign of the Times tour in Europe, '87. This was the first tour he had gone out on without the Revolution. So there was no Wendy or Lisa. He brought on Cat, which I'm not going to comment about because I'm a lady. It's got If I Was Your Girlfriend on it, which is top 10 Prince songs of all time. I pulled this one out because there was, let me just say, this is what it's like to watch TV with me. The Aviator was on a couple of weeks ago. I know a little bit about Howard Hughes, and he liked to build things that flew in the sky, and the OCD and the long fingernails and all that, and he was from Texas. That's about the extent of the knowledge I have about Howard Hughes. So I looked him up and found a quote from the actress Jean Tierney, who was one of his mattress accessories in, I think, the 30s and 40s when he was fornicating his way through Hollywood. And she said about Howard Hughes that they had a great love affair and she didn't have any regrets, but she felt like it was always somewhat limited because she didn't think Howard could ever love anything that did not have a motor in it. If you replaced motor with, like, musical instrument, that sounds like something that somebody would say about Prince. That's just kind of what reminded me of it. You may have heard me talk about this album once or maybe 27 times on the internet. Amazing. It is an album about going to church and getting along with your peers in the industry, even if they're not as talented as you are, because there's room for everybody. I believe that this gentleman and I will probably soon turn up on a Match.com commercial, riding on a roller coaster. Until then, I can just enjoy him on my turntable. Any man with a microphone can tell you what he loves the most, in the words of Detroit god Jack White. However, hardly any man with a microphone can do it as stylishly as this one. Borderline porcupine, up from drinking turpentine, something something, whack rappers' rhymes. Get this album, please, you guys. We're all irritated when we're not sedated, so this is the voice for us as a people. Oh! These two. This one I just got, the new, the XX. I feel like Jamie gets all of the love in the XX, even though he's friends with Drake. It's Romy's voice that really brings it all together. So I feel like these two and this. Somebody needs to do some sort of, something needs to happen there. Somebody should get on this. Alchemist, Russian Roulette. This album actually I got for the cover, because it looks like something out of a Kubrick movie. But it turns out that this guy makes beats and is pretty good. I've actually been to the Alchemist studio in Santa Monica where I was too shy to say anything to him, which is the story of my life. But if I had actually worked up the nerve to say anything, I would have asked him about the samples used on this album. It's a lot of Eastern European stuff, a lot of Slavic sounding names. Amazing. Oh, also, there's a collage in here. I love inserts in records. Posters and lyric sheets and anything like that. I just love, you know, tangible things. This is a collage that is credited to an Alan Mayman, who perhaps has a future, you know, in the art world. Wilson Pickett, I Want You. This album, I am dismayed to say, I got because of a Rick Ross song. Hear me out though. $3 at Amoeba. When I went to buy it, the lady who rang me up was like, "Oh, I've never seen this album. This is an interesting choice. Why would you?" And I was forced to tell her that it was because of a Rick Ross song. Then I came home and drank a bunch of lighter fluid and called all my friends and family and told them that I loved them and ended it all out of the sheer embarrassment. It was like a mercy killing, a mercy suicide because of freaking Rick Ross. The song Ashamed by Rick Ross is based on the song Shameless off of this album. It actually, I shouldn't even say it's a Rick Ross song. Cool and Dre did the beat, so Cool and Dre are responsible for it, thereby excusing me of all wrongdoing in buying the break. That was easy. Rick Ross is also fond of a nice chunky pinky ring, so I thought it was appropriate. This album, this is Wilson in '79, so this is way, way, way past his prime. Wilson Pickett, this is Wilson, I think at 37 or 38 years old. Atlantic wanted nothing to do with him. Bye, Wilson. Bye-bye now. Okay, it's been fun. But you know, in '79, that was the year that Atlantic did not renew Aretha's contract. So there's no shame. Wilson should not have been ashamed. I mean, if Aretha's gonna get the boot. Anyway, this album is not that great, other than Shameless, which is a really good song. The actual beat that that Cool and Dre made out of it, the Ashamed beat, it sounds like the Back in the Day beat, the Teddy Pendergrass, Love TKO. So the beat itself is really good. I often listen to the instrumental because I don't care to hear Rick Ross on a song. But the rest of the album, Love of My Life is pretty good. It's got a good horn break on there that I think should be used in somebody's song. Somebody should chop that and loop it. The rest of the album is not so great. It was produced by Andre Perry for Good Noise Productions, which sounds a little aspirational if you ask me. Not a lot of good noises on this album. So Wilson went from being produced by Jerry Wexler and Gamble and Huff to being produced by somebody named Andre Perry. I got it because it was $3, because of the Shameless sample. Although I have to say, they used the song Shameless in a Rick Ross song called Ashamed, which is the opposite of being shameless. So I have to deduct points, Cool and Dre. I'm sorry for that. Killer Mike, RAP music. I can't get into it too much, you guys. I don't have a lot of time, but let me just say that LP produced this. Killer Mike, I got this from the Wise Old Uncle section of the record store, and I feel like Steve Rifkin really should sign this dude. This is like what rap music should sound like in '93 and in 98, and in 2012, and 2027, and in 1985. This is amazing. You should get this. Get this album. Get this. Get this. Get this. Get this. Do 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 do. Do do do.